It is an absolute perfect evening to go paddle boarding at Blue Marsh Lake with Aqua Om, who is currently slinging some mocktails thanks to their collab with Rise Nutrition. There's some fierce, awesome ladies who are ready to try this. Some probably have done this a bunch, and some people will be newbies. I'll be in a kayak, but we're gonna take it to the water, and it's gonna be awesome on this all-new Sam's Plans the World with your host, Samantha Remmerkamp. Looking forward to sharing it with you Friday at 9 p.m. on BCTV. Why, hello everybody. I'm here with Cami, the owner, proprietor, and awesome founder of Aqua Om. Thank you so much for inviting me to come out and to see the awesome stuff that you do. How did you even get into this?
It was just meant to be. I was a corporate worker for many years. As one does sometimes in corporate, you find yourself unemployed unexpectedly. So I had some free time on my hands. Thankfully, I got a severance, and I just came out paddleboarding. I had seen it. I don't know if it was on Facebook or Instagram. And there was nowhere nearby that would rent them or taught lessons. So I ended up driving about an hour from here. And man, like 5 minutes, I was just instantly hooked. Everything that, I was going through, and how do I find a job, and where do I want to work, and what do I want to be, it just all went away. And it was just this intense feeling, and I was instantly addicted to it, I have to say, addicted. And I think in that first week, I must have driven back to that rental place like 5 times in a row.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they probably thought I was insane. No. But I was that, like, I need this feeling. And just, I felt so relaxed for the first time in years, So,
which is really important. And for all of you who have experienced corporate, which I have, to feel the opposite of what corporate makes you feel is such a gift and so important. So if you haven't yet, please come experience this.
It really is. It just kind of clears everything out. It gives you a fresh start. It's almost like, waking up in your bed, like you're rejuvenated, and then you are ready to take on challenges and hop back into life with just a little more centered way of thinking.
That's so awesome.
So yeah, it was very quickly obvious that this needed to be a business, and I wanted to do it.
Yeah, thank you for doing that, because this is like 10 minutes from my house, and this is awesome. And I don't have the space for my own like paddle boards or anything. So this is ideal, because then I can just go have a great time on the water and then leave the paddleboard up to get packed up to go home with you.
Yeah, we take care of it. We clean it, repair it. You don't have to store it, lug it.
Good. And then when you have friends visiting, you don't have to all of a sudden scramble and try to find like 5 paddleboards or whatever. Yes, I have 5 friends, thank you. But you could just hook up with Cami, who does this so many times during the week, especially obviously in the nicer weather. What are some of the classes that you have?
So we have at least one thing every single day. We have a SUP league that meets 3 times a week, and that's for people whether you want to just be accountable for getting out on the board that you bought, or accountable for getting some sort of exercise or touch with mental health, touch with nature.
So important.
Meet friends, or maybe you are someone who you have stepped up your paddle game and you want to start competing racing. So it's a mix of people. It's some people who have been in multiple paddleboard races and they come out, and that's how they train. And then there's people who will never be in a paddleboard race, but they come out and have fun. So you can still come out.
And have the best time ever. That's awesome.
So that's just one thing. But we have classes. SUP yoga is a popular class. We teach a SUP Pilates class, which is taught by Lisa, who owns Everybody Pilates. That's been a partnership for a number of years, probably 6 years now. And gosh, what else do we have? Just a lot of special events like this, just finding unique ways to get together around the full moon or around a seasonal shift.
So fun. And also you do so many collabs, like this delicious strawberry lemonade that I'm drinking from Rise Nutrition.
Yes.
Our good friends in West Reading. Which is it's just so much fun to do things with other local businesses. And you were just telling me, so I'm obviously, my background, I'm a kayaker because of my nerdy birding, as you guys know. So when you were asking, like, do you want to do a paddleboard or a kayak for tonight? Because I would be taking footage and stuff. I needed a kayak, and boom, there was one. because you have this great partnership with that too, which is so cool.
Yeah, it wasn't the plan this year. Like there was other things that were new. Like we partnered with Susquehanna Sup, which is a paddleboarding company on the Susquehanna River.
So cool.
So now we can offer more events to both of our communities, which is great.
So great.
But the kayak thing was really not in the cards, but it was, again, an opportunity and it just made sense. I have a very good friend who worked for me for a year at Aqua Om, and he is a kayaker.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's do it.
I love
and
it.
he was on game. So it was great because there's some people who just
can't do paddleboarding for whatever reason.
Or just don't want to.
Yes.
And I don't take offense to it anymore.
Anymore. So you're welcome as well to participate in any of these things, which is so cool. Obviously,
on your paddle, you have a sticker. That sticker is going to always point back behind us. So if we can all face the water, bring the blade, bend your knees, left hand wraps around, T-grip, right hand comes about halfway down. Good. All right, so a lot of people think paddling is pushing that water. That's a big misconception. You are not pushing yourself through the water. What you're doing is reaching those arms as far front. So when you do this, get a nice A-frame. Yeah, both arms are straight. And then we're going to plunge that paddle straight down. So those of you that started to go back, press it down. If you submerge that blade properly, what's going to happen is your board's going to just magically start sliding forward. And then we take the paddle out once it's right next to our feet. So we'll do that a few times. But if we don't switch sides, we're just going to paddle in a circle. So switch your hands so you can switch sides. Okay? If we want to paddle straight, you want to get that paddle right next to the board. But if we want to turn, we're going to bring that paddle out parallel to the water. Okay? Again, bending those knees, super important. We're going to put the blade down so it's about halfway down the water, and we'll look and twist the way we want to go. So everything with paddling, direct your body, direct your eyes. Meaning, if you look down, where will you go? Down in the water, okay? You can take a swim tonight if you'd like. So let's measure it for standing height. Paddle goes right in front of your foot. Now we all have this little door at the top and it's a hinge. So open up that door. Okay. So these paddles turn, but if you twist it weird, it's gonna feel weird when you start paddling. So just lift it straight up. You want a nice straight arm, but be able to bend your wrist crease over the top. Yep, and then lock it in place. Perfect. And then just a reminder of how we carry the boards. You want to look like you know what you're doing. I want you to reach across that board, pull it right against you, against your hip. There's a handle right here, and just lift and carry. Super easy. And we're going to start with these fins going in the water first. Okay? So if you are newer to paddleboarding, I highly recommend you grab an inflatable, which are set up. If you have experience paddling and you want to grab a hardboard, that is fine too. There's two sitting right here. Now hold that.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
That is insane. So
this is carbon fiber, and this is fitted.
Okay.
So I can't make this shorter or taller.
Okay.
So I really had to like perfect my stroke to know what my height is.
Oh, right.
But if you think of it, now I don't have this plastic piece and that metal and a plastic piece and metal down there. So it is just carbon fiber and super lightweight. But I don't recommend getting a fitted paddle until you've been paddling for at least like 2 years. You gotta like really know what you're doing. But yeah.
Yeah, I need something else.
But there is lighter weight ones that aren't as expensive as this. Still lighter weight that you could use for a long time. And I have a couple of them in stock. So if you need help with a paddle, let me know. I'd be happy to help you.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Have a good night.
Okay, great. So what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put your phone inside here.
Water. So in first. Thing goes in first. That looks great right there. Yep. So it's great that you all wore your shoes down here. I don't recommend walking without shoes on through the grass, but I do recommend paddling barefoot. So you are welcome to leave your shoes up here on the land. You all have bungees. You can certainly put them underneath there as well.
Obviously, like the Pilates, the yoga, I don't know if you could do that from a kayak per se. I mean, it's not my business, but I think that's a paddleboard thing.
Oh, you're right. I mean, there are still going to be some events that are just paddleboard.
Yeah.
You know, but even like tonight, like we have this Sips Up Sunset. It's just a ladies' night out.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and it's great because a kayak could come here.
Yeah, which is so great.
That was fun.
Yes, you did a great job.
Thank you. It's been like, I don't know, maybe 10 years since I did it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You kicked butt.
I only ever did it once.
Wow. Well, I guess it's like riding a bicycle because you made it look like you knew what you're doing.
I was nervous getting up the first time.
No, you were smart. You did it right, which is awesome.
I failed. I'm like, yeah, no.
But you need to know yourself and not end up in the water.
And then once I got caught,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And every time, it just keeps getting easier and
Which is
easier
so
and
great.
easier. So
Yeah.
keep coming out.
Yes.
I got so used to my kayak where, you can
Yeah.
go all over the place.
Yeah.
Lean over and,
Pack snacks.
Yeah,
That's really why I
to
kayak.
remember
The
I
truth
did
comes
snacks.
out. Yeah. Oh yes. You crushed it. That's amazing. So, what are like the ages of people that come out and do this?
So I recommend for kids,
Mm-hmm.
8 to 10 is usually about the youngest that I would do in a group setting. I have privately taught 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. That's a rare occurrence,
Sure.
you know?
And that's a special occasion.
Yeah.
Situation.
8 to 10. And
Okay.
I think the oldest person I have had on a board, 76.
Yeah, and they would have been way better than me. I always feel like people they're like surprisingly really strong and like limber and can lift my car, and I never expected it.
Yeah, they crushed it.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like that suppley group, we literally have kids starting at 12 years old, and it goes all the way up. And I think the oldest person that is maybe 68.
That's
you
awesome.
know? So they're out there doing the pivot turns, doing burpees on paddle boards.
Wow.
Yeah, you got away easy with the kayak.
Oh, yeah.
Next time we get you out on the board.
I'm busy that day. Wait a minute, you didn't give me a date. No, I will absolutely try it, and I'm very excited to get the footage, whether I stay on the board or in the water. We're going to share it with all of you, and it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
So how can people, obviously on social media, but if they want to come out and join you for one of your events, how do they register or sign up, or what do they do?
So all of our booking is done online. All the
Perfect.
payment is done
Perfect.
online, and then we
Perfect.
meet you here. So
Excellent.
whether you're renting a board or you want to take a lesson, which we highly, highly recommend before you go out
Please,
paddleboarding.
Please.
Don't be self-taught. Take a
No.
lesson. You'll thank
Yes.
yourself later.
Yes.
Or one of our classes, you will just find the class online, book it, and then we meet you usually here at the Old Church Road location. There are some other events that we meet at other parts of the lake, and sometimes we do go to other lakes or now the Susquehanna River.
Which is really cool. And I think, did I see something in like a pool where someone was doing some kind of like aerobics, Pilates, or
It
whatever?
was yoga. So
okay.
that's Antietam Pool, which I didn't even know existed until about 4 years ago until we partnered with them.
That's so cool.
But it's a beautiful pool, and we
Yeah.
offer sub yoga there. So there's some people who are like, I don't want fish underneath me. I think they're gonna get me, which they won't get you.
They really don't want anything to do with you.
They don't.
I promise. And I'm not saying that to hurt your feelings. I'm sure you're delicious, but they don't care about you, and they will hide from you.
Yeah, but
That's really funny.
now we have a pool option. So
Yes.
they're super fun classes,
Yes.
and people get a little more challenging in those pool classes
Yeah, because they feel braver.
They feel
They
braver.
can see through the water for the most part, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is so cool. I love you have so many options, so many cool classes. If you're a morning person, if you're a night person, but also like a lot of like women's empowerment, which I love, which I think is so cool. All these ladies, like some people knew each other, but most of them really didn't. But everybody went out as like a community, as a group, and made everybody feel welcome. Like, you know, it's so important. You do
That's
a great
one of
job.
the really nice things is there's a group of people who they just started paddling together last year. Did not know each other. Well, they didn't go to high school,
love it.
with each
Yeah.
other or live in the same neighborhood. Zero connection. And they just started happening to go to the same classes.
That's so cool.
And then all of a sudden they became like actual friends,
Yes.
really, really tight-knit
That's so
friends.
cool.
They went on vacation together. It's incredible to see that
Yes,
develop.
the transformation, and it's really hard as an adult making friends. Like
So
having
hard.
Moved from out
I
of
was gonna say, you
state.
just moved here, so
Yeah.
you're seeing that.
So the way I did it was by making up a television show and then going and meeting people. But you guys don't have to go through all that silly work. You can just take a class and make lifelong friends. It's awesome. And
Have a great
yes.
night, learn a new sport,
Yes.
make some friends.
Right. Exercise, feel really good about yourself, and learn something new.
Yeah.
It's way cooler than, I don't know, going to, I guess, like a bar. You know, like you get to a certain age where you don't want to meet people in bars anymore because
Right.
it's sketchy. So you want to have like really cool experiences where you meet people that are like-minded or into what you're into. This is what I'm talking about.
And it's not just paddleboarding. Like,
Yeah.
you mentioned the kayaking,
Mhm.
but we have gotten into cold plunging because that's really beneficial for your health.
Oh my gosh, my
Um,
cousin who was a lifeguard for forever, Noonan, Beast Mode, is a huge into cold plunging, and she's gonna be very happy to hear that.
So we do that like
Yeah.
in December. Paddle, as long as the lake's not frozen and we cold plunge. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
We do hiking experiences,
Awesome.
guided
Love
hikes,
hiking.
and we just started doing camping trips this
That's
weekend.
so cool.
So for people who don't have a tent, I mean, it's
Yeah.
expensive to go and get all that
It is
gear.
all the gear, and if you're just you're not gonna want to do it getting all the stuff unless you have somebody who knows what they're doing, and you'll feel braver and go and do it actually, which is great.
Right, so they could
Yeah.
just come out, they arrived, they had a tent set up, they had an extension cord, so they still could charge their phone, little bit
Oh
of
my
creature
gosh.
comforts.
Okay,
Um,
that sounds
their
amazing.
Saturday night dinner was provided for them, Sunday morning breakfast was provided, and some activities, but they still had some free time.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
so cool.
the people who did it was actually a couple of women who
Mhm.
had booked the trips, and they are campers.
Yeah.
But they were like, I always do this for my family. It's me setting up the tent
right.
for the kids and, this
food
and that. And
cleaning
she's
up
like,
after everybody. Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. So it
That's
was like
so smart.
they got
Take a
to camp
break. Yes.
without the work.
That's awesome. How many people can relate to that? That you get stuck doing all of it and being in charge, and it's more exhausting than rewarding. Do it this way,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. So where do you guys go camping?
So the first, no, not the first. It's the weekend before Memorial Day
Mhm.
weekend. We go
Yeah.
to Gifford Pinchot State Park.
Awesome.
They have a beautiful lake. There's a really cool hike there that I like. There's some history that's tied with it.
Fun.
Yeah, and I love
Yeah.
kind of pulling in the history,
Yes.
and that's a new tour that we have this year. It's a tour on the Union Canal.
Yes, I was looking at that, and I love like weaving in the storytelling as you're looking at beautiful nature, just like learning about the history of the area too.
Yeah. So it's
awesome.
it's not just a paddle.
Yeah.
It's like a whole experience,
It's enrichment. It's amazing.
and we talk about it from days of the indigenous who use the
Yeah,
Topahakan
right.
Creek up until now Blue Marsh being formed.
Right.
So
Wow.
we're really excited to share that, and we want to maybe have some like sunset or evening paddles on the Union
So
Canal
nice.
with lanterns. So you've got some
Oh,
like ideas
Stop
brewing.
it, that's so much fun. Lantern tours on the water.
Yes.
That's so awesome.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. This was a really fun event that we did in June. And when we did it in June, Lily, who owns Rise Up Nutrition, actually was able to come out with us. So it was nice for everyone to meet her. Unfortunately, she is traveling tonight, so she can't come out. But I really encourage you, if you like protein drinks or loaded coffees, that is the place to go. They are amazing, super nice people. You can probably taste how good it is. I'm not going to try to tell you anything about the drinks because I just be doing it a disservice. So I think you should go in there and check it out yourself. I just wanted to take a moment for us to maybe take a few breaths. We can do a little cheers, and then you're kind of free to go where you want. So if you could just find a comfortable position to sit down. And relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and let it go. And we're going to do that again, and I really mean let it go with a sigh. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. Sometimes you just have to release the day. And that's what's so nice about coming out here on the paddleboard is everything else that you have to do, everything you went through in that day, everything that may happen tomorrow, it just kind of fades away for an hour or two. So thank you again. Cheers to all of you.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
And then Abby, where's Abby at? Abby is one of our junior coaches here. She teaches SUP League, which is an active class that we have 3 times a week. So if you want to paddle and you want to be guided by someone, follow Abby. She'll stick with you. She can give you a few pointers if you want it. If you're unsure how to get back up on the board, definitely stick with Abby or stay close to the shoreline. She's the best at getting people back up on the board.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys have a fun night. This does go till 8 o'clock. You're not required to stay out till 8 if you've got something to do. You can leave early. I just ask that you please take your board and your paddle and put it back up on the fence where you got it. Okay? So thank you again, guys. Have fun.
I am currently in a kayak, suited up, obviously, on the water, with my GoPro on my hat because I'm that level of cool to capture all this awesomeness. The ladies are going out. This is a free paddle session right now. And they have their mocktails from Rise Nutrition, and they are just going out to explore and have an awesome time. It is a perfect night. It is gorgeous out. I highly recommend you do this. It's so close and so reasonably priced and just such a wonderful experience. If you've never been on the water before, it's okay. There are beginners here, and there are also beginner classes that you can take if you'd be more comfortable, if you wouldn't want to just come out to like a free paddle session. But they have really great people, and there are people here that you would have heard in the previous video that you would stick with if you're new at it because they help the newbies. And you just really feel at ease and calm and not afraid. And it's gorgeous here. I couldn't imagine a better way to spend an evening than outside with nature in the middle of Blue Marsh. Surrounded by cool people and nature. This is where you want to hang out.
Probably over here.
Baby deer like that. It's all good. So, if you can add a little body movement to it, it reduces that. Bend your knees as you reach, and then you recover as that paddle comes up. So it's a little bend and up. Bend and up. That is a hard board, yes.
That's awesome. You're a pro.
Really great for someone who doesn't want to get a roof rack or doesn't have
Right, and storage. Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But when you learn how to paddle properly and you paddle often, you want a board that performs.
Yeah.
and an inflatable, they're just too forgiving. So you go to do a turn and it's like, I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about it. Where that one, it's like, bam, it turns.
That's awesome.
So that's why you'll see a lot of the people who are out here multiple times a week, they all have hardboards. Oh yes, Leanne, she was here last night.
I told her I was coming tonight, but she's teaching swim lessons.
She's a paddleboard in full.
I know. I saw it after we moved in. This is our first summer in the house, and I saw her with it up there. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this?
She's so great, and she had some huge accomplishments about 2 weeks ago in Southie. She learned to do some tricks, learned to turn like the nose up, and she executed some moves, and she was really proud of herself, and it was cool to hear about.
She's so sweet. I've known her mother-in-law forever. Just because my ex-husband works at the bar that she works at.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm glad to know the connection. Thank you for telling me that.
You sound like you have a motor on yours, you're so strong.
What?
Sounds like you have like a motor on yours, you're so strong. I was like, what is that, a helicopter? It was you.
to your back. And you want to get that whole blade down in the water. Yes, right there. Perfect.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for,
you.
for sharing with us.
Thank you for coming out and
Of
doing this.
course.
This is awesome.
This is so awesome. You guys have to sign up for this. Thank you, Rise Nutrition, for the delicious strawberry lemonade and all the drinks for the mocktails.
Yes, go visit them. They're
Yes,
amazing.
West Reading, and also sign up for any and all of these things through Aqua Om.
All of them would be awesome.
Yes, you should probably just do all of it. Just get on there, register, and just keep clicking yes. And thank you all for tuning in to this all-new episode of Sam Explains the World. I'm your host, Samantha Bremenkamp. This is my girl, Cammie, who's going to hook you up with all the coolest excursions. You're going to meet lifelong friends. And if you already have some friends, stop bragging, but also you can bring them along too. Look forward to seeing you guys next Friday at 9 p.m. on BCTV. Thank you.